Hi. So today is the 2 week mark until the marathon. And I've been training nonstop. Well, not nonstop. Obviously, I have rest days because it's so important to let your body rejuvenate. But I've been, training hardcore. I'm about running at least an hour a day and when I run. And I've been eating super healthy except for the pizza and burgers that I've had over the last little bit to celebrate my sister's 1 year. I just dropped off the food though. But it's like, I also, I've been eating super well, but I've also hit a couple things like emotionally and mentally, and apparently it's super normal because I'm going to get nervous and anxious and stuff like that because it is a huge event. Keep in mind that I'm only 8 months off of, not only, I am. That's a huge accomplishment for somebody who was out to destroy themselves less than a year ago. And I'm 8 months. I'll be not even 8 months. I'll be 8 months on the 18th when I get on that plane to fucking go run that marathon. And, I will be 8 months off of crystal meth, oxys, and alcohol. And, but I've been getting the emotional things. And I've been telling myself oh, you're not going to make it. Or why would you even sign up for something that big? You've only been running 10K a day and all this, only 10K a day. You know how fucking far 10K is? It's from the IKEA in Coquitlam to downtown Poco by my doctor's office, my dentist's office on Coast Meridian and Prairie. That's a decent 25-minute drive. I know it takes me half an hour to run it anyways. I mean, an hour to run it a day. Anyways, and so it's it's my brain keeps telling me all this stuff, but I'm like, you know what, asshole, listen. You've gotten me into a lot of fucking trouble all the time. You told me, yeah, you can smoke that for the night. Yeah, no problem. Just have a drink. Oh, why don't you send that text and see what happens? Sure, tell him to not contact you because he does listen to everything you say. Yeah, no, don't listen to that fucking asshole that tells you that you can't do anything. You know what? The people that tell you, and even yourself that tells you that you can't do this, is scared that you will. So I just don't listen to it. Or, oh, you know what? You had a busy day yesterday. Why don't you just relax? No, you know what? You can relax when you're fucking dead. So, no, I just don't believe in that kind of stuff. And I just powered through it. Or I found out a way to do it a different thing. I don't believe in the word can't. Never. Don't. It's no, the people that set limits stay there. And I'm like, no, I believe that limits are made to be broken. I find out the rules, but then I break them. And so I was like, fuck that. My nickname with Doc is No Limits. He's like, because the sky's the limit for you. He's like, you can do anything you put your mind to. He's like, I have seen you do it. And I'm like, fuck, you've only known me 6 months. Wait, I'll get disappointing, I promise. And I'm like, no, that was the old fucking me. The one that let people tell her who she was. The one that let people dictate my life. The one that let me, I allowed my life to be the way it was because I didn't want to do anything about it. Plain and simple. But then when I realized I was in control of my life, that life was happening for me, even the bad shit, that everything was my doing, that if I wanted to be organized and healthy, guess what? That was me putting the pizza in my mouth. That was me being disorganized. That was me being messy. That was me being all this shit. It wasn't my mom's fault. It wasn't my friend's fault. It wasn't my partner's fault. And I don't even have a partner, but it wasn't my cat's fault either. It was my fucking fault. So when I took responsibility for my life, owned my shit, said, no, it was me that put the meth pipe up to my mouth after that first time. It was me that fucking drank it all those fucking times. It was me that got arrested. It was me that did this. It was me. I remember when I was in court when I was 17. Okay, 15. After I'd beat somebody up, I was like, no, I'm guilty. Don't fucking pull the fact that my father's been murdered and that my this and that and da-da-da-da-da. Let me take responsibility for this. And the lawyers were like, no, because they wanted to win the case. And I was like, no, this is my responsibility. I fucking did it. And so when they were like, okay, when I went up to the court thing, I was like, no, I did it. I beat her up. I'm guilty because I wanted the attention and I wanted to be responsible for my actions. And that was when I was 15. And then I went through this whole thing of not evading evading responsibility and not taking the blame for anything. But then when I got off of alcohol and shit like that this year, I was like, no, I am going to own up for all my shit. I'm bipolar and I have severe complex PTSD from multiple sexual assaults and abuse and my father being murdered and being in foster care and all this other shit. And so it's all that kind of stuff, whatever, fuck, right? But it's I have that. And so it comes up and then I act out. And so when I act out, I also have to go back the next day and be like, okay, well, this happened. But it's I'm learning to be hey, I used to cower at it and blame the person and be like, well, it's because you were acting like this and you and you and you. But it's when fingers are pointing, guess what's really actually happening? 3 are pointing back at who's really to blame, right? And so I finally started owning my own shit, and it felt good to be responsible. I get dressed up to go pay my bills because it is a privilege. Lots of people don't even have bills to pay. You know, it's a luxury to have a roof over my head. It's a luxury to be able to take care of my cats the way I do. When I changed my perspective to things and started getting grateful for the fact that I had responsibilities and that I was becoming a mature woman and that I had a beautiful body to take care of, it didn't matter that it had stretch marks, cellulite, curves, all this other stuff. It was a body that had endured hell, that I had put through hell, that I had put toxic fucking shit in, that people fucking use to clean their fucking kitchen with, you know, that like poison, shit like that. When I started treating my body the beautiful temple that it is, that everybody's body is, it started to be rewarded as such. You know, when I started to look at things as like a privilege and all this beautiful stuff and change my vocabulary into like speaking beauty and light, it's like all those things, my life changed. You know, but it's like, and then to think that I'm going to do something like this, not for the credit, not to be the best, not for any other reason, just for me. Just to say that I did it, you know. And I'll tell you a funny story. It's actually because I had a girlfriend. She was one of my first friends. I don't know, because I don't want to out her actually, so I'm just going to say she was one of my friends. And I was like, oh my God, I just signed up for the Toronto Waterfront Marathon. And it's in the beginning, I was like, oh my God, I'm running a marathon when I was running the Sun Run, and it's only 10K. And she was like, actually, it's not a marathon. She's like, it's a marathon, full marathon's 42 kilometers. You're just running a 10K. And I was like, okay, whatever. And I was like, fucking, I was like, I'll just let her say that. And I was like, I'm running a marathon. And then finally I was like, okay, I get it. It's 42 kilometers. But then when I got sober this time, I was like, oh my God, I just signed up for a marathon. This is after I'd been hit by the car and everything like that. And it was just like, I'm like, because I was like, no, if you tell yourself something, you can do something. You can fucking do it. If you put in the time, the effort, you don't give up, you can do fucking anything. The only time you fucking fail is when you give up completely and you stop trying. Eventually, if you keep trying, you can find 10,000 ways that don't work, but you will find that one way that does. And so when I messaged her, I was like, yeah, I just signed up for the Toronto Waterfront Marathon. She's like, what makes you think you're going to be able to run the marathon? I'm not even at marathon level yet. And I was like, that fucking comment right there is why I'm running the fucking marathon. You know, like, I don't care if I get carried out on a fucking gurney. I don't give a shit if I get carried home on the fucking gurney and my flight home. If you guys see me getting carried out by a paramedic, hopefully it's Marika. But it's like, I don't give a shit about any of that stuff. I am doing it for me because I want to prove to myself that, and to show so many other people that whatever you put your mind to, you can achieve. You know, I didn't think I was going to get sober. I didn't think I was ever going to stop drinking. I didn't think I was going to stop smoking meth, to tell you the truth. I thought, honestly, I'd be back within a month. And here I am going to run a marathon, 8 months and 5 days off of all that shit. You know, I don't take anybody's criticism anymore. It's like, thank you. I know what I think of myself. I don't need you fucking to tell me anything else. If I need somebody's opinion, I'll go to a professional. Thank you. I'll go to my doctor. I'll go to my psychiatrist. I'll go to this person. I don't need anybody else to form an opinion of myself anymore because I know who I am. You know, and it took me a long time to get there, you know. I know I'm an alcoholic. I know I'm a recovered alcoholic. I know, because an alcoholic is one of a hopeless state of mind and body, and I'm anything but. And also, I know that I'm a crystal meth addict. I know that I know I'm pretty much addicted to anything, right? As soon as it makes me feel good, I'm like, hey, and I'll even say it to people. If it starts making me feel really good, I'm like, hey, okay, I gotta go. I gotta back out because this is making me feel too good, and it's really dangerous for me. Like, I'm really cautious of things that make me feel good. Even with yoga, I got addicted. I was doing it 5 times a fucking day, man. Like, give me a break. Even smoothies, I'm like, fucking, I can make those all day long because my NutriBullet is so much fun. Like, oh my God, best thing ever if you're getting in shape. And, but yeah, it's just amazing what life has to offer. And, you know, I learned that it's like the words we attach to our experience become our experience. And so I've always just been like, okay, my workout's going to be fun, exciting, and all this stuff. And I love working out now. Like, my runs are so great. Like, I dance, I skip, I party while I'm fucking going to run, not party, like, but I party like, oh my God, woo! And like, fuck yeah! All that kind of shit when I'm going to go for my run. And it makes my run so enjoyable. I don't even notice the hours passed. I sing when I'm jogging outside because I'm sure the people in the gym wouldn't appreciate that. And so when I'm jogging outside, I sing and fucking get my vocals going and stuff. Practice singing, right? Practice makes perfect. Everybody is a singer if they want to be. You just got to keep going. And so I sing, and it's like, you know, I just keep doing it, and I make it fun and exciting and enjoyable, and it is, you know, like I smile the whole time I'm working out because I remember it is a privilege. You know, there's people that don't have able bodies that aren't allowed to, that can't work out, you know, and there's people that have been in car accidents that don't realize that if they just pushed a little bit through the pain or just worked out a little bit more or did all the stuff that their physiotherapist told them to, that they would be able to do all this stuff. You know, I did what was recommended. That's the crazy part. Oh my God, it's just like I didn't open the NutriBullet first day and read the instructions. It's like, oh my God, then I read the instructions and I learned how to read it properly. Who would have thought? Read the things that come with the fucking kit, and oh my God, it works. Anyway, so yeah, marathon's in 2 weeks. Doing amazing now. I just had a little bit of a hiccup over the weekend. I think my mental illness came out, but that's fine. It's all under wraps now. Had lunch with an amazing woman today, and we had a great conversation. I love people that are on the same intellectual and spiritual and all that kind of shit wavelength as me. It's amazing. And I had tea with a friend, tea with two friends 2 weeks ago. That was the same thing, and it was just great. They always pump me up. Not pump me up like for my own personal satisfaction, but it's just like just being able to connect with somebody on the level that I'm on is so great because there's so many people that aren't. It's like talking to a wall. But it's like, it's okay because not everybody's going to be where you're at, right? That's the beauty of life, is being able to like appreciate everybody for where they're at and where they are, right? And like to realize that people are all at different levels and lengths and strengths of their lives, right? And it's okay. And just realize that people are growing, and that's okay too. Like when I have problems, it's because it's making me grow, not because life's fucking me over. Life doesn't fuck me over. Life is happening for me, you know. And my life, when I was 12 years old, my school told me to start writing a book when I was 12. Okay, so my life hadn't even started yet. My life has done so much other shit in the past 22 years that it's, when I write this book and it comes out, it's going to be crazy. And I mean, I have like a couple people that I've talked to that are like huge entrepreneurs that they're like, yeah, you keep going and just keep focusing on your recovery first. Keep focusing on your recovery first. And so it's going to happen. It's just a matter of like when I find the right time, and I keep asking the universe to let it to present itself when it does, and it hasn't come yet. You know, so I'm just working on my writing skills, my physical health, my spiritual health, and my emotional health first, because I know there's other things that are going to come up along the way that are going to kind of deter me off. And, you know, it's also that saying, like, obstacles are what you see when you take your eyes off the goal. Nothing is getting in my way of helping people. I know my story is going to help people realize that they can reach their full potential no matter what they've been through, no matter what they've done. And, you know, you can always turn your life around. You know, I should have been dead. I should have been a lot different of a person, but I'm not. And I'm so grateful for that. And I'm so grateful for you guys. And I'm so grateful just for life. So thank you guys. I love you. Bye.